For the first time ever on this channel, I finally have an MP5, and a pretty good one, and a pretty special one too, which we'll wait for the algorithm to give us a few minutes, and then I'll show you why it's so special. But what I have here today is a full-size MP5, kind of like the Navy spec, MKE, made in Turkey. These are actually the AP5s that Century now sells. These things were available from other importers in the past, but now Century is selling them. And I gotta tell you, man, I've never really been in the market for an MP5, really never once in my life. The only experience I have with roller delayed guns, PTR 91s, have had a really cool one in the past. I had a Setme L, which a little problematic, but it was a really cool gun. Not a lot of people have a lot of experience with those, but most people think roller delayed and they think the MP5. So the point of this whole video is I got my hands on one, and I'm actually going to be shooting lethal weapons in a couple different ways this year. I'll be shooting the subgun retro match in the iron sight division, and I've decided just to get the quintessential, the most popular, the most classic of all subguns, the full-size MP5, bone stock, the fixed stock, the triangle handguards on iron sights. I wanted the quintessential MP5 experience, so I'm out here today just kind of getting familiar with it, checking my zero, function testing, checking all the mags I have, about 5 mags for it, and really just getting ready to freaking blast this thing at Lethal Weapons Texas. I've never been able to shoot lethal weapons or any of the events that we do, but I'll finally have a chance this year, and I'm actually in one of the bays. This is actually going to be one of the bays. I believe this is our falling down stage. Ignore what you see here, it's not built yet, but that will be the theme on this stage. Anyway, I just want to show you what I'm using. So, if you don't know, Lethal Weapons is a retro gun match. There's actually a rifle match and a subgun match. They're both 8 stages. I'm going to shoot both. I'm thinking about running an FAL in the battle rifle division in the rifle match. I'll probably make another video on that gun. But more importantly, I'm most excited about the subgun match, just because I've had so much fun shooting this. It's just getting me like really amped up to shoot that one. So I guess because I've just never really had much time behind one of these, I didn't realize just how easy and pleasant these things were to shoot. And I've shot like some full autos here and there in the past at like demo days, but spending like some quality time with them, man, when they work, there's not much out there like it. And Henry over at 9 Hole Reviews has really been on me about spending some more time with MP5s, because as you know, Henry's a bit of an MP5 whore, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're actually at the home of 9 Hole Reviews and Lethal Weapons and Kalash Bash. We're at the Ranch Texas Club in Eagle Lake. Beautiful range, and I feel like Henry's here with me now. Yeah. So what's really cool about these MKEs, up front you actually have 1/2x28 threads, and you have a tri-lug, and it's cool that they sell them with these flash hider that locks onto the tri-lug instead of just having like the exposed tip of the barrel with tri-lug. It's kind of cool hiding it with that flash hider. I just think it's kind of sexy. Some sort of an optic mount here that I won't be utilizing, but it doesn't have the full 1913 kind of like the PTRs have. We have a PTR as well that's actually really good, but I like this one because it looks a bit more traditional without the 1913 on top. So that's pretty dope. And because it's a full size, we actually have the 4-position diopter sight in the rear with 4 holes. The MP5Ks actually have notches like pistols, but you get the full drum, man, and I got to tell you, I am running it on, I'm not even sure what that is. I think I'm running it on like the smallest peak possible, and I have been drilling stuff up close like perfectly dead on, so I'm probably going to end up leaving it there, but I'll check a couple distances today just to see kind of where I'm hitting. Yeah. Okay, 50 yards on the plate rack, offhand, let's just see. Seems like I miss high right when I do. Whew, not the easiest thing, but doable. Because it's a full size, it has the single pin rear end, so I can run a full size MP5 stock on there, which is super sick. It's got your 2 spots here to actually place your takedown pins if you ever do disassemble. and you have a place for a sling loop. I'm not going to be running a sling at this match. I'm of the belief that any match I shoot, and I shoot a lot of them, if they don't require me to use slings, I don't use them at a match. It's a question I get quite a bit while I'm never running slings. At a competition, if this is the only gun, it's not a 2-gun, not a 3-gun match, if it's just a straight up carbine match, slings can kind of get in the way, in my opinion. They can grab on walls, they can grab on barricades. You're always going to be holding your gun at all. There's never going to be a point where you're slinging and doing things at like 99% of matches, so a sling's really just going to slow you down. Certainly at Lethal Weapon, so I ain't using one. After playing around with it a little bit, really my only grief is these safeties, and I know it's just kind of a known thing. These safeties are tight. You have to have really long, like salad finger thumbs to actuate them. Like right there, that's my thumb fully extended, and I kind of have to roll my hand all the way across to get to it. Not ideal. I know they sell aftermarket ones, but bone stock, baby. That's what we're trying for Lethal Weapons. This trigger is stock, kind of. You'll see why later. I did bring a suppressor. We'll try that a little bit as well. The gear I'm going to be using at this match is nothing more than my trusty dusty Pit Viper hand-up glove, only on the left hand, because AK guy, and my G-code belt. This is just the full-on G-code belt, one rifle holster in the rear that's probably going to go away, 2 of their deep pistol mag holsters with a little bit of spacing in between them. These are the G-code softshell Scorpions. They're tunable. You can tighten them, loosen them, do whatever you need to do. These are just hands down, I don't care what kind of mag you have, these are hands down the best mag carriers on the market today, and they've been the best for a long time. Certainly for AK mags, and for PCCs, they sell these in 2 different heights. Short ones for pistol mags, and then the deep ones for these longer, heavier mags, and man, do they work good. Don't know what we're gonna LARP as yet. I'm probably gonna do like the Tommy Vercetti thing that I've been doing lately, or the Boyd Connington as a lot of people have been calling out. I do look very much like Boyd in a lot of those videos that we've been putting up on the channel lately, but that's probably gonna be the LARP. And yeah, man, I can't wait to see a lot of you there. So if you do want to go, there's plenty of tickets left. I'll put the link down below, and you can shoot either match you want on any day you want. It's kind of cool. Let's start blasting. Man, dead on. Whew, pulled one. Knocked the whole steel down. I know what you're thinking, YouTube, but no. I just pulled the trigger really fast on that one. Plate racking full on. Woo! Yeah, baby. Ooh, yeah. Nice. Whew. And here we are with an old can that you can't even get anymore because there are better options. This is an old Dead Air Wolf 9 SD. Now the updated version is called the Wolf Man. Comes in 2 sections. You can split it and kind of have a K config. I picked this up back before the Wolf Man was available, and for a dedicated subgun can, it's perfectly fine. And looks pretty cool. I like big, fat, chunky cans on subguns. I just think it's very old school, very retro. All right, why don't we see how this works? can definitely throws all my shots over to the right regardless of ammo, like 2-3 inches to the right. See if I can show you what I'm talking about here. I'm aiming dead on. See my shot go to the right, I'll aim to the left. Yeah, so it does change it slightly. Sorry, target. Man, it's good for chopping wood too. I took the 2x4 right in half and the steel went down with it. Very cool. But I gotta say, just reloads in general, pretty fun. When you really do nail one of these, it does give you a good, satisfactory feeling of pulling off a sick reload. I mean, let's be honest, AR reloads have really got everyone spoiled into, you know, a push button and another little flappy paddle thing, and stuff goes straight in, stuff comes straight out. But some of these guns that have unique reloading features to them just make the experience a bit more fun. I just happen to think that there's not much more satisfying than that. It doesn't matter if it's the 308, the 5.56, or the 9mm roller guns. There is just something so damn satisfying. I don't care if it adds like 2 seconds to the overall reload. You don't get that feeling with ARs, and you really don't get that feeling with AKs. Beautiful feeling. Yeah, it's got its own little stick shift. Well, several hundred rounds so far, suppressed and unsuppressed, and I have not had a single malfunction. I will say, this suppressor, when I do shoot it extra fast, seems to prefer the MagTech, which is 115 grain. Yep. If I shoot it suppressed with 124 grain, which is the Blazer ammo, and I shoot it really fast, if you know what I'm saying, sometimes it chokes up. So I just know to slow it down in the Super Semi-Auto if I'm gonna run 124s. But without the can on, it runs anything, no matter how you shoot it, which is probably how I'm gonna shoot it the majority of the time, with this sexy little flash hider that locks onto the tri-lug. Pretty dope. I haven't had this can loosen once today, being direct threaded, and I've shot it quite a bit. We even took down one of the targets by accident. But man, I'm a believer now. MP5s are fucking awesome. This thing is so cool. The trigger at first, like just, you know, screwing around with it at the house, I'm like, God, MP5s have the worst triggers, like G3s. Spongy, reset's kind of there. It's not very like audible. But dude, you get used to that so quick. It shoots so smooth. There's no recoil. It's just such a beautiful experience. And I know I'm like a late bloomer to these things, so I'm telling everyone that's watching this video what they already know, that this has to be one of just the most pleasant shooting guns I've ever shot. And it gets even better with that can on there. And I'm not swapping rollers going back and forth. I'm just using whatever rollers come with the MKE AP5s. And oh man, beautiful gun, beautiful to look at, beautiful to shoot, and it functions beautifully. Now that may remain to be seen. We, you know, we've had our post-sample MP5s at our FFL here and there, and it's kind of led me to believe that these things are picky and not super reliable. But this one in particular has been an exception to the rule. It's really ran better than like any MP5 we've ever had at the shop. So I'm pretty happy with it, man. Anyway, I'm done hosing ammo today, but I'm freaking ready for lethal weapons. The iron sights are on. Now I know my shit goes like 6 inches to the right with a can. Probably not gonna shoot it suppressed, but damn, dude, I cannot wait to hang out with you guys, shoot 8 stages all in one day with you guys, and I'm just so looking forward to that. Shooting competitions to me is the most fun I can have with my pants on. Like, I really do. More than YouTube, more than anything else, shooting matches is my happy place. I love it more than anything. Sorry, Rachel. It's like Rachel, my first wife, and competitions. They're like neck and neck for the things I love the most. And it's just so much cooler getting to shoot one of the coolest guns of all time and be around a bunch of the coolest guns of all time at that match. So with that, that's all I have for you. What do you guys think about MP5s or just roller guns in general? And are you going to lethal weapons? Like, let me know down in the comments below. And again, I know I've been saying it a lot in the recent videos about this match, but if you are going, like, what are you shooting? I love hearing what people are bringing to this thing, because some super rare guns show up, some super weird stuff shows up. I have seen some of the pictures of some of the guns that are coming out, and I didn't even know some of those were in the country, and guys are literally shooting them at the match. And if you want to see that stuff, you kind of have to be there. So I'll put that ticket link down below if you want to come out and shoot lethal weapons. It's approaching rapidly. And if you guys do want to support the channel, we have hats and t-shirts over at thirdpinthreads.com. That's the best way to support us. I don't do Patreon. I don't want free money from you. And I don't do paid ad reads. So while everyone's jumping off this Leviathan bandwagon, I never got on board with that from the get-go. I just, it's not something that appealed to me, and didn't seem like that was something that appealed to you, the audience. So again, get something for your cash if you want to support me. If not, no big deal at all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So clearly I've been watching way too much 9-hole review, and I'm just gushing over this thing because Henry never really shuts the hell up about them. And I understand why, Henry. Damn, these things are fun.